Hi all, welcome to another video lecture. In this video lecture we will see what are strings in Python. So strings are nothing but characters which are enclosed in quotes. So let us see how to create a string. So we will give a variable, let us say message, and strings are generally represented in double quotes, written in double quotes. So let us go ahead and write hello world and we will print this message. Let us run this and you will see that our message hello world is written. So this is of type string, right? If I have to go ahead and look for what type it is, so I will go ahead and use the type function and go ahead and run this. You see this will be of class string. That means it's of type string. Okay. Now there are certain inbuilt methods which are present, right, which is associated with the string which is associated with the strings, right? So let us go ahead and let us look at those methods. Before jumping onto the methods, there are certain properties, right, which needs to be understood. So first is that strings are case sensitive. As a matter of fact, not just strings, but everything in Python is case sensitive. Okay, so strings are basically case sensitive. Then indexing in strings starts with 0, and this is not just for strings, this is for lists and for everything present in Python, right? It starts from 0. Okay, indexing always starts from 0. Okay, so because this video that I'm making is for strings, I'm being very specific for strings. Okay, so indexing in strings, it starts with 0. Next thing is that spaces are also considered as a character. Okay, character of size 1. Okay, so these 3 points you should keep in mind. Okay, that strings are case sensitive, indexing in strings starts with 0, and spaces are also considered as character of size 1. Okay, with this, let us go ahead and let us see how to concatenate strings. Okay, so let us go ahead and let us see how to concatenate strings. Okay, how to add the strings. So we can simply use the plus operator and we can add the strings. Okay, so let us say message is equals to message plus, let's say I will be adding 1 2 3. So I can use this plus operator and I can easily concatenate the strings. If I go ahead and if I use this, sorry, I have to print message. If I go ahead and if I use this, you see it will give me hello world 1 2 3. Okay, but let's say if I go ahead and if I add 4 5 6, which is a number. Okay, it's not enclosed within quotes, so that means 4 5 6 is a number. If I go ahead and if I add this, what will happen? It will give me an error. Why? Because string and integer, they cannot be concatenated. Only string can be concatenated with each other. Okay, so this will give you an error. So string can only be concatenated with another string, correct? Yeah. Now this is for concatenation. You can use message dot your how to, let us look at how to do indexing within strings. Okay, so how to do indexing within strings. So remember, indexing in strings starts with 0. So what does that mean? It means that the character in this string, right, h, the starting character of this string h, it always starts with 0. So h is index number 0, e will be index number 1, and so on and so forth. It will not start with 1. So if I go ahead and if I say print message of, let's say 0, so I want to extract the character which is present at the 0th index, so it will be small h. See, this is small h. Okay, similarly if I want it for, let's say 4, it will give me O, correct? if I give this for 5, it will give me nothing. But this is not nothing, this is actually space. And remember, I said spaces are also considered as a character of size 1. Okay. Now if I want to check the length of the string, how can you check the length of the string? Right, let us go ahead and let us check the length of the string. How to do that? So I will go ahead and use the length function, length of, let's say, message. If I go ahead and if I use this, it will give me a length of 14 characters. Okay, because 1 2 3 is also added here, right? So it is 11 plus 3, which is 14. So total 14 characters. So this is the way how we can check the length of the string. Okay. Now within indexing also, if I want to get the the last string, like the last letter, if I want to count it backwards, from backwards, so what I can do, I can go ahead and I can type -1. -1 will indicate that I am starting from this side. And remember, this will not be -0, because -0 is nothing, it is 0 only, right? 0 is 0. So 0 will obviously start from here, right? So -1, it means that it is going in reverse direction. So it will go ahead and give me the character that is D. Okay. If I go ahead and if I run this, you see it will go ahead and print message of -1, that is 3, this one, right? Not D, sorry, because I have already used the concatenation. Let me remove this one. It will create confusion. C, small d, correct? Yes. So this is for indexing. Let us go ahead and let us talk about slicing the strings. Okay, so I can actually use slicing techniques to get a substring. Okay, so what do I mean by that? Slicing, print message, and within the message, now here within the third brackets, I can use a start colon end. This particular syntax I can use to slice a particular string. Okay, so if I go ahead and if I say I need everything from the start and I need it till 4th character, and now this 4 that I have mentioned, right, this is slicing is of this particular, that is syntax, that is string of start to end. And within this, we must remember that start is inclusive while end is exclusive. That is, start index is going to be included, so the character which is present for at the starting index, that will be included, but end will be excluded. Okay, so it is going to go from start to end -1. Okay, which means start to end -1. This is something which you must understand. So let us go ahead and let us look at what will be so what will be the output for this one. If I mention nothing over here, it means it is going to start from the beginning, right? So starting from the beginning, 0 1 2 3 4 will not be included, so the answer will be hell. Okay, if I go ahead and if I execute, see, the answer will be hell. If I go ahead and if I give this as, let's say, 2, and let's say this one as 7, so what will be the answer? 2 will be included, so 0 1 2, so it will start from here, L 2 3 4 5 6 7, so O is 7, 7 will not be included, so it will be starting from L and it will end till W, correct? If I go ahead and if I hit on enter, you see it will start from it, it will end with W. Okay, and space will be considered as one character. Okay, and in the same way, if I don't give anything over here and if I start from, let's say, 6, so it will start from index 6 and it will go till the end. See, world. Okay, so this is how we deal with concatenation, how we deal with indexing, how we deal with slicing, how we can find the length of the string. Okay, now the basic functions the basic capabilities we are aware of, right? Now let us move towards the string methods, the inbuilt string methods. Okay, so let us remove everything. Okay, and let us look at the string methods. The first method that we will look at is capitalize. And within the capitalize, what will capitalize do? Capitalize will make the first letter of this particular string in capital letters. Okay, so it will transform this small h into capital H. That's it. And the rest of the other letters within this particular string will be all small cases. Okay, if I go ahead and if I hit on enter, see, it will convert the small h into capital H. This is the function of capitalize. If I go ahead and if I give this upper is also a method. What will it do? It will go ahead and convert every letter in this string into capital letters. That's it. See, this will be hello world. Okay, in the same way, lower will do the exact opposite. It's already in lowercase, so let us go ahead and make the small d into capital D. If I go ahead and do this, so it will convert each and every letter into small letter. That's it. Okay, now let us look at the find function. What will the find function do? It accepts a substring. If that substring is found within the string, then it will go ahead and return me the index value for its very first occurrence. Okay, for example, I want to look at L. I want to search for L. Now there are multiple places where L is present, right? Multiple places. It's present at index number 2. It is present at index number 3. It is present at index number 9. So which one will it return? It will return the index for its very first occurrence. So it will return for the place, it will return the index value 2, correct? Because that is the place where it has first occurred. So 2. Okay. Now, if I go ahead and if I look for not just a single character, but it can be a substring, right? So if I go ahead and if I look for RLD or ORL, let's say ORL. So where is ORL present? Here is ORL. There, right? This is the substring where ORL is present. So what is going to be the value that is going to be returned? What is the index of ORL? Right? It is going to be the index value of O, index value of R, and index value of L. It is going to be the minimum value, right? Minimum of the index value of O, index value of R, and index value of L, right? So what is the minimum of the index value of O, R, and L? Obviously it's O, correct? So what is the index value of O? Till here it's 4, 5, 6 and 7. So it's going to be 7. See, the value is 7, correct? Now what if the value is not present in this string? Let's say total. It's not present in this string. So what will happen? It will give me -1. Okay, so that is what the find function will do. Let us go ahead and let us look at the index. Index function will work in the same way as find, only difference being if the value is not found in this particular string, if the substring is not found within this string, it will go ahead and return me an error instead of giving me a -1 value. See, it has given me an error, substring not found. That's the only difference. Okay, let us go ahead and let us look at split. Split, what will split do? It will split it on the basis of a separator. Okay, when nothing is mentioned, that means it will split on the basis of space or a tab, correct? So here we have this space. If I go ahead and if I execute this, it will split this particular string in on the basis of this space, and it will convert it into a list having 2 words right now, right? So let us go ahead and execute this. You see 2 words are present, hello and world. If I go ahead and let's say if I split it on the basis of O, the letter small o, right? What will happen? It will go ahead and split this one. Hell will be my first word, the space and W will be my second word, and RLDV will be my third word, right? Because it is split on the basis of O. O is my separator. If I go ahead and execute this, I will have three letters in a particular list. See, 3 letters, not letters, sorry, 3 words, correct? So this is the function of split. There is one more function, that is strip. What will strip do? It will remove all the leading and trailing white spaces. So white spaces mean if there is any spaces that are present in the beginning or at the end, it will remove all the trailing and leading and trailing white spaces. Okay, so if I go ahead and if I execute this, you will see it will remove all the leading and trailing white spaces. Now here it won't be you will not be able to see it. Okay, but if I go ahead and if I try to look at the length of this particular message, because remember spaces are also considered as extra one character, right? If I look at the length of this message and if I print the length of the stripped message, you will see the difference. Okay, so this stripped message should give me a length of 11 characters, and without stripping it will give me length of the sum of the characters of all the spaces that are included, right? If I go ahead and hit on enter, you see it is 18 and it is 11. So 11 indicates that it has stripped properly, right? Because that is the length of this string hello world, correct? Now within the strip only we have L strip. L strip will remove the white spaces from the left hand side, and R strip will only remove the spaces from the right hand side. Okay, and if you just don't mention anything L and R, it will remove from the both the sides. Okay, that's the difference between all of them. Okay, let us look at the format function. Okay, so what will the format function do? Format function is useful for passing a variable within the string. Okay, so let's say I have a variable. Let me go ahead and specify some variables. Let's say x equals to 1, y equals to 2, and I need to specify these variables within the string. How can I do that? I will go ahead and pass these parentheses, open and close parentheses, empty, and then I will use the format function. Okay, within the format function you need to understand the sequencing. Okay, so if I go ahead and give x comma y, so x will go ahead and sit on the first this open and close parenthesis, and y will go ahead and take the next spot. Okay, if you go ahead and if you switch this with y comma x, so y will go ahead and take the first spot and x will take the second spot. It's like that. Okay, so sequencing will matter. So if I go ahead and now if I print the message, so what will it give? Hello world. X will be passed in this parenthesis and y will be passed in this open and close parenthesis. Okay, so it will give me hello world 1 comma 2. Okay, if I go ahead and if I change this y comma x, it will give me hello world 2 comma 1. That's the difference. Now instead of using the format function, right, I can go ahead and I can use the f function, let's say. So f function is very useful because in that case we need not worry about the sequencing. We can specify the variables within the string itself using the f functions, f strings. Okay, and this is also very short and concise. It is highly readable. Okay, so let us go ahead and let us execute this, and it will give me hello world 1 comma 2. It works just fine. Okay, so this was the difference between f strings and format function. Let us go ahead and let us look at the is alnum, is alpha, is ASCII, and is digit. Okay, so what is the difference between all of them, right? So is alnum means is alpha numeric, which means that it will accept characters from small a to small a to small z and capital A to capital Z, and also it will include the digits from 0 to 9. If my string contains these variables, okay, the letters and the digits only, then only this will return me true. Okay, so let us go ahead and let us see. So if I will go ahead and if I say print message, okay, dot is alnum. Okay, and let me remove the spaces because spaces are considered as a special character, and also commas as well. So this should not include comma, space, dollar symbol, percentage, or any of the special characters. Okay, it should only contain the small and the capitalized letters and the digits from 0 to 9. If I go ahead and if I execute this now, it will go ahead and it will give me true. But if I go ahead and give a space over here, it will give me false. Okay, because space is considered as a special character. Now if I go ahead and if I type in alpha, what will happen? It will give me false. Why? Because numbers are also included in this. Is alpha means it will be only alphabetic. Okay, is alphabetic. It will include only from small a to small a to small z and capital A to capital Z. That's it. Digits are not included. Because here digits are included, so it will give me false. Okay, but now if I go ahead and if I remove the digits, what will happen? It will give me true. Okay, so in the same way, if I go ahead and if I give is digit, what will happen? It will give me false here. Why? Because characters are present. But if I remove this and if I only keep x comma y here, that is only the digits, it will give me true, right? So is digit will be from 0 to 9. Okay, that's the difference between all of them. And is ASCII will return the true for all the special characters also, right? Because every special character has an ASCII value, right? So if I go ahead and if I include, let's say, dollar symbol, percentage, anything over here, is ASCII will return me true. See, right? So this is the difference between all the functions. Okay, so I have covered most of the methods over here. All the important methods I have covered. Let me see if I have not missed out on any. Count is one method. Let me discuss about count. So count means it will count the number of occurrences of a particular substring within that string. So let us say if I go ahead and if I say hello world, and if I want to count how many times L has occurred, so it is supposed to give me the value as 3. If I go ahead and if I execute this, you see L has occurred 3 times. If I go ahead and if I type in double L, so how many times double L has occurred as a substring? 1 time. This is over here. Okay, so this is the let us also go ahead and let us look at the replace function. Okay, so print message dot replace, and in this it is asking for an old string comma new string. So let us go ahead and let us mention the old string. So let's say I want to replace L with the letter, let's say T. So I will mention L and then I will mention the new letter which I am going to replace it with. Okay, so I will replace it with T. Okay, so what will be the output? It will be instead of L in all the places, it will be replaced with T. So if I go ahead and if I execute this, it will be heto WORTD. Okay, so this is the function of the replace. Okay, if I go ahead and if I type in WOR over here, so it will replace the WOR with the string T. See, hello TLD, correct? So this is the function of the replace. Let us go ahead and let us also see one more useful function, and that is the join function. So what does the join function will do? It will take a list of strings and it will join all of them together with the help of a separator, and it will concatenate or combine it into just one single string. Okay, that is the function of join. So let us go ahead and let us specify a list of string. Let's say A comma B comma something. Okay, let's say like this. Let's say something like this. Okay, and I want to join all these strings together into one single string using a separator. Let's say that separator is star. So how to do that? I will first type in the star. Okay, dot, I will use the join function, and in the join function I will be using a list. Okay, so what is the list? It is the message is the list. Now if I go ahead and if I print this, the answer will be all these strings are going to be joined with each other using this separator, right? Not the separator, but this this particular variable, that is this asterisk, correct? So if I go ahead and if I hit on run, it will be A star, B star, SAD, S star, SAD. Okay, so I have pretty much covered all the important and major functions. So if you really enjoyed this video, then please don't forget to like, share and subscribe my channel, and please don't forget to press the bell icon for notification. Thank you.